Hi guys, Blue Seer here. As you know, we sitting there and we streaming. We doing more Lots route as we always do. Anyways, let's just get into it. I completely forgot where we left off. The man starts walking towards us slowly. Waltz moves to stand in front of me. Princess, stay close to me. Good evening, Princess Blue. And a good evening to you, Peter Pan. Oh, and a good evening to you too, Peter Pan. I'm already off to a great start where I'm reading so good. The man drops into an elegant bow. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Varg. What do you want, Varg? How do you know who we are? I'd love to stay and chat, but I have more important things to do. The princess is coming with me. Varg takes one long stride towards us. He taps the cane he is holding on the ground. A surge of light emanates from the cane and flares out towards us. Princess, go back to the marchand. Hurry! I'll start towards Varg before I can stop him. Varg raises his cane and twists in one sharp movement. Light abruptly changes direction, slams to the Waltz side, throwing him some distance away. Waltz! Varg gets up away. Varg has lifted me into his arms. He grins at me almost wolfishly before darting away from Waltz. No! Princess! Let me go. No can do, Princess. I let you go and things will get messy. What do you want from me? Are you a... Can I even say the word? My blood runs cold as I consider the situation. Are you a witch? That I am not. You expect me to believe you? You just used magic back there. I guess I did. Let me go. I squirm in his arms, attempting to kick and push him away from me. Varg abruptly stops with a grunt to let me down. This is my chance. I start to pull away from him, he quickly grabs my wrist and pulls me back. Not so fast. Get your hands off of me. I'm not here to hurt you, Princess. After what you did to Waltz? He leans in towards me until he can look me in the eyes. Well, he was in the way. Besides, it's not like I killed him. Varg begins walking again, this time pulling me with him. I try to break away from his iron grip but fail. Where are you taking me? Back to where you truly belong. If there's one thing I've learned from the fairy tales, it's that a princess belongs in a palace. Unable to stop the gas that leaves my lips. He stops and turns to me. You've been away from home for far too long, Princess. Don't you want to go back? I do want to go home, but I'm not welcome there anymore. At least not while I'm still cursed. Release her! Varg releases me just in time to block a sword strike that comes out of the darkness of the trees. My man's here! Oh my god! It's karma! How annoying. I could say the same thing about you. I back away as the two trade blows. Varg uses his cane to defend himself against a man that just emerged from the trees. That man. He's the one who was with Waltz, the man with the sword that helped save me from bandits all those months ago. There's something graceful in the way the man lives as he swings his sword at Varg. He almost looks like he is dancing. Let's move you up here. The stranger continues swiping the sword, eventually gaining enough leverage to force Varg back. He moves so quickly that it takes all of Varg's reflexes simply to block his slashes. They're so fast. Varg takes a few steps back and keeps a safe distance from the stranger. Impressive. The man gives Varg a lopsided smile as he points his sword at him. Two of them temporarily frozen as they each wait for the other to move first. You're not too bad yourself. Wait, is that? Now he's stopped and I have a better look at him. I can see the stranger's features are uncannily similar to Karma's. Karma? But is it really him? Princess, are you okay? I turn my head to see Waltz and Delora rushing towards me. How did you find me? Delora used her magic to track you down. Thankfully no other witches beat us here. Waltz halts in front of me while Delora advances towards the two men. So what do we have here? Delora, right? Can't say that it's a pleasure to meet you. I have to compliment you all. You did an impressive job hiding the princess from us. It took a while to finally track her down. Finding your so-called tavern was difficult, you know, but I got lucky. How does he know about the tavern? No sooner are the words out of Varg's mouth than the swordman is suddenly upon him again, poised to attack. Varg blocks his sword a second delay is forced to back away, clutching his now bloody arm. You talk too much. Sorry, I shouldn't have forgotten my manners in front of royalty. Varg's gaze turns to Dolores, smirks somehow still on his face despite his injury. You have quite an interesting bunch with you, witch. How about joining us instead? We could always use more witches like yourself. Thanks, but no thanks. Too bad. Varg turns to look at me. He holds out a hand, gestures me towards him. Come with me, princess. You know you don't belong here. I clutch my hands and fists as I shake my head. Your mother won't be very happy with your decision, princess, especially after all she's done to make sure you'll be a suitable heir. Mother? What are you talking about? But Varg ignores me as he raises his cane. Sorry to leave the party so quickly, but I'll be back soon enough for you, princess. Next time, whether you like it or not, you'll be coming with me. I'm not done with you. Dolores throws her hands up, beginning to gather light in her palms, but Varg has already brought his cane down on the ground. Thick smoke envelopes the area, making my eyes water. When the smoke clears, Varg is gone. Dolores huffs in annoyance as she lowers her arms back down to her sides. Do you think that those witches are using a human to do their dirty work? What was that cane he was carrying? I look up at the stranger who has sheathed his sword and is walking towards where Waltz, Laura, and I are standing. It's an enchanted item. That cane has been infused with a spell that allows Varg to use magic. Limited magic, but powerful enough to make him dangerous. Well, it's far easier for a human to explore the kingdom without anyone getting suspicious. The stranger stands close enough for me to get a proper look at his face. I can no longer deny the resemblance I saw earlier. Karma, is that really you? You have good eyes, darling. So this is what Karma looks like as a man. Why does he need to disguise himself as a woman? I'm about to ask a question when I am interrupted by Walt's hand on my shoulder. Are you hurt anywhere? I turn to Waltz and freeze when I notice the dry blood on his forehead. You are bleeding. I'll be fine. I step back and realize that Waltz is standing oddly, having one leg to the other. Varg must badly hurt him. We have to go back now. I frown as I study Waltz's wounds. We have to go back to the marchand now. You need to have your wounds checked. This is nothing. I'm just glad you're not hurt. Stop worrying about me. You're the one who needs medical attention. Can I keep the edge set from my voice when I speak? Waltz's expression falls. I'm sorry, princess. I didn't mean to. Waltz pressing suddenly twists as he doubles over, his eyes glaze in pain. Waltz! Dolores catches one of Waltz's arms, supporting him as she turns to address both Karma and I. We should return to the marchand. Rumple needs to see to Waltz's injuries. Rumple? I'll explain everything once we're back. Dolores calls for Rumple as soon as we arrive at the marchand. Rumple enters the reception area. He's clearly distraught by Waltz's injuries. What happened? Heal first, explain later. Expect Rumple to eject, and I'm surprised when he does nothing more than nod. Carefully, Rumple leads Waltz back to his room so he can be treated. Dora looks in the direction Rumple and Waltz have gone with a thoughtful look on her face. We're lucky we have Rumple here with us. He's good with herbs and small wounds, but Rumple has experience with more serious injuries. Experience? What are you talking about? Remember his curse? Rumple's not the only one who does not remember who he is. None of the townsfolk remember his name either. What about those with the curse? Shouldn't they at least still be able to remember his name? Rumple's the exception to the rule, as he is with many things. In his case, not a single person can remember his name. Funny thing is, they can still recognize him. He ran into somebody who called him a doctor today, and just hearing it brought my memory back. He's got one of the chapters of his journal back now. He's quite the proficient doctor. He collects his journal pages by retrieving memories from others that still remember him. What a strange curse. My eyes wander around the reception area and notice that someone is missing. Where's Karma? Don't worry about him. He's probably changing now. I don't understand why Karma is so secretive about his reason for wearing a disguise. I'm about to ask Dolores if she knows any of the specifics of Karma's curse when the door to the reception area is thrown open. Princess! I'm surprised when Niece suddenly throws her arms around me. She pulls me in a tight hug. I was so worried about you. Thank goodness you're safe. She pulls away and begins to wipe at tears that sprung to her eyes. Why are you crying? Because I was worried about you, silly. She was really so worried she cried? Why? I'm intensely aware of the awkwardness of the situation. Thank you for worrying about me. I had thought the words might do something to ease her worries, but her sobbing only grows louder. Anise, I'll get you something warm to drink. I stare off after Anise before I turn to look at Delora worriedly. Did I say the wrong thing? Quite the opposite, actually. You made her very happy. I did? But she was crying. They're called tears of joy, Princess. I'd be overwhelmed too if you were suddenly nice to me. Your ghosts tend to bring people to tears. I just said thank you. And that was a kindness in and of itself. No wonder she's so happy. I was being kind. And congratulations, Princess. I see that you've managed to complete your first good deed. My hands move instinctively to my pendant. I clutch the new piece that hangs there. I knew you could do it. Dolores smiles warmly. For some reason, it makes me feel strangely proud. Parfait walks in the room, startling us both. It's been 2 weeks since I last saw her. Her face is ashen. Parfait, you know that continuously using your magic takes a toll on your body. I have no choice. The witches. Her voice trails off as her eyes meet Dolores. Parfait and Doyle look at each other solemnly. The tension in the room mounts as they continue to stare at each other without uttering a word. Eventually, Parfait's eyes water to me. Keep her in the dark won't make the situation any better, Delora. Parfait moves towards me, but her knees buckle. Before I can react, Dolores is already at her side, supporting her. Parfait, you need rest. I'll take care of this. No, she needs to hear this from the both of us. What is going on? We wanted to tell you about this later. We can no longer afford to wait. Dolores helps Parfait to a chair, attentively take its seat opposite of the two of them. We're going to tell you the whole truth of the situation. The whole truth. Dolores sighs before she eventually speaks. Do you know why I cursed you, Princess? Some twisted sense of mischief. That is not the whole reason. We needed you to change your ways, Princess. To change how you see the world. If we didn't do something, we're going to end up as merciless and cold-hearted as your mother. What are you talking about? My eyes go to Parfait, but she doesn't meet my gaze. Hildeer, your mother was not always so cruel. Parfait's eyes look wet, as if she's about to cry. Why are you speaking as if you knew her? She was my friend, long before she was queen. Hildeer was like a sister to me. But she changed when the witch hunt started. What does the witch hunt have to do with Mother? Parfait does not meet my eyes, but Dolores is looking right at me. Your mother was the witch blue, the most powerful of the witches, in fact. Hildeer was a terror bearer. My heart drops in the pit of my stomach. No, that's impossible. I've never saw her use magic. She cannot be a witch. That's what she wanted you to believe. You cannot keep something like that a secret. If you try hard enough, you can keep everything a secret. Even from your own family. But how? So I pause for a moment before she speaks. She erased her memories, Blue. The air leaves my bones and I struggle to remain calm. Also, the mother ordered my memories to be erased, but are they saying that it was Mother herself who erased my memories? A jagged piece of memory and thought begin to snap together in my mind. She needed you obedient and compliant. Whenever you acted out, she took that memory of disobedience from you. It didn't take long at all to mold you into a perfect and unquestioning little doll. I grip my chest without realizing my hands are shaking. Then I did know Waltz. Mother really did erase my memories of him. How much of my childhood did I lose? Hildeer cherished humans before. She was kind and selfless. She was devoted to maintaining the balance between Lucius and the Terror Bear. But Hans... Dolores moves to place a gentle hand on Parfait's shoulder. It's not your fault. I trusted him too much. swore that they would only be stories, small fantasies to share with his children. Hildir wanted to turn him away, but I disagreed. I allowed Hans to weave his tales about witches and fairies. Fairy tales? Delora nods. Hans's fairy tales became hugely popular, and in practically every single one of his stories, there was a witch who was bad and a fairy who was good. To add insult to injury, it was well known that Hans had been welcomed by the Lucy's bear, but not by the Terebrum bear. The humans took that information and their imaginations ran wild. Hildir and I went to Hans, begging him to tell the truth, but it was too late. Oh my god, sorry. My hair is getting all up in my business right now. I need to pull it back. Okay. No matter what Hans said, everyone believed that he was being threatened by the witches. I don't think he ever meant for things to get so out of hand either. The king at the time, your grandfather, also voiced his negative opinions on witches. He only added fuel to the fire. It was as if he was giving humans permission to carry on with their witch genocide. And we couldn't do nothing to defend ourselves. We were bound by our oath to never hurt a living soul. The witch hunt lasted for years. Most of us were slaughtered. All the witches are bound to the Terebrum bear through the Terebrum himself. Hildir felt each of their deaths like it was her own. It drove her. Oh my god. Can you imagine feeling like millions of people's deaths? No wonder she went crazy. It drove her mad. And she broke her oath. She killed the king, your grandfather. Mother killed my grandfather? Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's crazy. That's insane, actually. As the deal's power kept growing, more and more good witches were corrupted through her influence on the Terebrum. I tried to stop her, but she's already lost her reason. Hildir wanted to take in jail for the witches. She wanted to take revenge on the humans for what they had done to all of us. And since your father was next in line, Hildir forced Joanna to marry her so she would have a legitimate claim to the throne. Oh man, can you imagine being forced to marry after being enchanted by like some other witch to want to marry someone else, and the woman that sat there and forced you to marry under threat of killing the person that you were enchanted to love was the murder of your own father. No wonder the king sat there and wanted nothing to do with anyone. Jesus, no wonder he sat there and disappeared for years. God. Man. That's insane. And she did it even though she knew he loved another woman. The very woman sits on the throne today. Ophelia. Delora nods. The king has always loved Ophelia. Hildir created the fairy tale curse to punish the humans. She wanted to feel the Terebrum with their hatred and anger. Parfait's voice becomes very soft. The balance between dark and light was lost. While Hildir lived, jail was a place of grief. I feel an impending headache coming, but even if what you're saying is true, Mother is dead. She's been dead for 4 years. She is, but for some reason the witches are becoming more active. Godland and Train's patrols have confirmed this. Patrols, is that why they disappear at night? I had to cast glamour on you so that other witches will be able to recognize you as a princess. But it seems they've already seen through your glamour. They're looking for you, princess. The witches are looking for you. What? Why? Terra needs a bearer. A witch needs to take on that role and regulate the balance between Lucius and the Terebrum. For the past few years, it's been in a state of hibernation. I believe he infused her life into Terra Baron to keep it stable. But now Terra Baron is beginning to wake again. I believe that's why so many people are being cursed lately. The witches are preparing for their new bearer. Dora turns to me with an expression I cannot quite read. You only have to wait until you turn 18. There in the room seems to disappear all at once. Princess, on your 18th birthday, your curse will break regardless of whether you complete your 3 good deeds. When you become the Terra Baron bearer, you'll inherit the title and the power from your mother. Impossible. My heart is racing and I feel faint. Even Mother was a witch. I can't use magic at all. All halflings like you inherit their magic at 18? No, I am a human. Princess. Dora's expression is grim as she speaks. We've been watching over you for a long time, Blue. We know what sort of influence your mother had on you. The curse was a test. We need to know that you wouldn't return to Angel, to what it was when your mother was a queen. We can't allow another great war to tear Angel apart. Dora and I believe that there is still goodness left in you. You just need a wake-up call. Dust the curse and 3 good deeds. I want you to see what you hadn't in years, to expose the true reality of things. And above all, we need you to see that you were capable of 3 good deeds. I tried to grasp fleeting thoughts in my mind, but to no avail. I feel numb. That's it. No more secrets. Her voice is gentle when she speaks to me. The future of this kingdom is in your hands. Will you follow your mother's footsteps, or will you achieve the same bounds that we had before? Oh my god. Oh my god. That's even a lot for me to process. Like, I knew partials, like, of Hildir, and, like, that she sat there and broke the oath of killing a human in Hans, but I didn't know. Oh my god, this was an insanely big lore drop in the story. This is, oh my god. Oh my god. I don't even know what to say. It's just like, it was just a victim of entirely circumstance, entirely fueled by one man sitting there and wanting to go out and spin tales the way he wanted to, and cause an entire kingdom to fall. Like, I get that the power of stories and stuff, but Jesus, that's like a whole new level. Oh my god. Oh my god, just, oh my god, Jesus. No matter how much I try, I'm unable to sleep after my talk with Delore and Parfait. Mother was a wicked witch. I am the next bearer of the Terra Baron. It all makes sense now. So many people hated me because they thought it would be just like Mother. I feel the weight of that truth crash down on me and it's suffocating. What am I supposed to do now? I turn to my side and bring my knees to my chest. How do I know what the truth is anymore? Suddenly an idea occurs to me. There's one other person who might know the truth. Waltz. I wonder how he's doing. I slip out of my room and make my way towards Waltz. Waltz is sound asleep when I push the door to his room open. He looks so small on his bed. I pause to look at the hefty amount of herbs lying on the table. Those herbs. Bernice once told me they help with pain. Bernice have given Waltz a lot of them. That's what the truth of my mother retrieved the back of my mind as I remember the encounter with Varg. Waltz would never gotten hurt if it wasn't for me. My eyes begin to sting. You know what? I think after everything that you've been through, I think you should. I think you should. For the first time in years, let my tears fall freely. I don't even know why I'm crying, and I find myself talking out loud. It said that crying doesn't make a person weak. It certainly makes me feel that way. You're not weak, princess. Waltz. When did he wake up? The strongest person I know. words are slurred. He's clearly still under the influence of the medication he's been given, but he still continues to speak. Despite everything you've gone through, you're still standing on your own 2 feet. Cannot lie anymore. I've only been pretending to be a strong person. But I can't do this anymore, knowing that all this time I've been living a life full of lies. Questioning even my mother's affections now. Another dangerous, gloomy thought hangs at the brink of my mind. If Mother did not care about me, that means no one did at all. I do. I care about you, Blue. Waltz's voice begins to grow weak as his eyes flutter close. You're tired, Waltz. You should sleep. Blue. His voice is slurred and slow, but hearing him say my name without the title somehow feels nostalgic. Please don't cry. Little star. Waltz closes his eyes, finally surrendering to sleep. I take a deep breath and leave his room, closing the door quietly behind me. Again. Okay. Abracadabra. Teach me how to do it too. Mission never reveals the secret, little star. You always say that. Please. Just this one. Please, Waltz. On your birthday. I'll teach you how to do it on your birthday. Promise? Promise. Ow! Ah! I'm gonna end up crying. This part actually might legitimately start making me full on sobbing. Worse than I did with Parfait. Maybe. I wake slowly, the dream somehow still clear in my mind. The dream pulse. Was that a memory? I shake my head before I glance at the clock, stopping to stare at the time. How is it already this late? Princess. Waltz. Door opens, Waltz walks inside with a tray of food. He sets it down by a bedside, staring at him in shock. You're finally awake. Waltz, you're supposed to be in bed. I'm only injured, not an invalid, Princess. But I'm fine, Princess. It's not like you to worry so much. I respond to a smile with an exasperated sigh. He never healed properly, does not stay in bed. Here, I meant to give this to you yesterday. Waltz reaches behind his bag, pulls out a neatly wrapped box. Looks as if he pulls it out of thin air. Another magic trick. He hands me the wrapped box. What's this? You'll need to open it to find out. Oh! God. This is really... Oh. This is... You've been wanting this, haven't you? I stare at the doll he bought for me, the same one that caught my eye at the shop. The reason we went to the toy shop was so that you could buy this for me. Yep, I'm glad it didn't get damaged last night. My chest tightens with emotion. These dolls are expensive. Waltz would have needed more than just his usual show tips to buy this. Why would you buy this for me? I figured you might want the extra company. Plus, you always loved dolls, so I thought this one might cheer you up. I stare at the doll as I cradle her in my hands, my heart feeling full in my chest. Thank you. I've gotten an unexpected gift like this before. Waltz clears his throat, and when I look up and I notice his expression is somehow sad. Dave, Parfait told me that she and Delaire told you the whole story yesterday. I have to apologize to you. For what? The reason why they didn't tell you earlier is because I asked they keep it a secret. I look down the doll, my mouth suddenly dry. Why? Because I wanted you to enjoy having a normal life, even if it was just for a short time. Knowing the truth limits your freedom, I didn't want you to feel that pressure so soon. I can see now that it was selfish of me to deprive you of the truth. I'm sorry. I clutched tight at the doll, unable to look up at Waltz. Why would you be so kind without expecting anything in return? Can I Kindness doesn't always need to be paid back. Do something for someone, they will always expect the favor to be returned. That's what Mother taught me. But I've experienced no one that's ever kind without expecting something in return. I don't expect anything from you in return, Princess.
Kofi Streambot said. Visit blue_seers ko5 page at https://ko-fi.com/blueser?ref=Twitch.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna continue reading though, Mark, so I need you to quiet down there. But how can I know for certain that you were speaking the truth? Well, you can't. No matter what someone's true intentions are, their actions are always up for a different interpretation. So, it'll be up to you to judge their actions. Only you can decide whether or not to believe in me. I pulled my knees to my chest, curling up around the doll. I still don't understand how you'd be so kind to me. You told me yourself it was a terror bearer that cursed you. That means my mother. My mother was the witch that took away my magic and sealed it in Neverland. It doesn't mean it's your fault that I'm cursed. You're more than just your dearest daughter, Princess. You're your own person. I know for a fact that you're capable of more goodness than Hadir ever was. I was gestures towards my necklace. And we're two good deeds away from breaking your curse. I would not have accomplished the first one without your help. In fact, I've done nothing to help you break your... My voice trails off as my thoughts begin to come together. Waltz, to break a curse and to find Tinkerbell in Neverland, right? What do they look like? Neverland is a gold box with a carving of wings on the top. Tinkerbell is a matching key. I stood up abruptly. We have to go to the palace. Walt stares at me, expression clearly perplexed. What? Why? Because I know where to find Tinkerbell in Neverland. Ooh. Waltz's description of Neverland and Tinkerbell was enough to jog my memory. A long time ago, Mother gave me a box and key that matches Waltz's earlier description perfectly. She gave me strict instructions to hide them in my room and never let anyone else have them. I never questioned Mother's orders and kept both the box and key tucked into one of my drawers. I forgotten even had those things till Waltz mentioned them. When I remembered, I sent a letter to Rob requesting he help us get into the palace. I knew that our strained relationship would make it hard for him to trust me, so I emphasized the importance of the item we needed to obtain. A week later, he finally came through. They were just outside the palace, waiting for him. Trin and Garland here to protect us in case the need arises. I glanced at Waltz, who was standing beside me, fidgeting. He has been against me coming with him ever since he found out my plans. You cannot stop me. I refuse to be left behind. You still won't change your mind about this, Princess. You know the situation with the witches. It's not safe for you to be here. It's not safe for me anywhere outside the march, and you know that. Besides, how do you plan on finding Neverland and Tinkerbell without me? I'm the only one who knows where they are. Like I said, if you would just tell me where they are, I can go on my own. There's no need for you to put yourself in this much danger. I'm going, you cannot stop me, Waltz. Princess. I turned her face on fully. This is my choice, Waltz. I want to do this. For a moment there is silence between us. Waltz studies my expression, eventually sighs and shakes his head. I should know by now that there's no changing your mind when you're determined to do something. Just promise to stay close to me, okay? Now absently, his feel around my pocket for a small object. I found that Parfait gave me before Waltz and I left the palace. She said it should help us when the need arises. Oh, man. It's a shame that neither Parfait nor Delore could be here due to their urgent meeting with the fairies. Sharon and Garland finally arrived with Ron. Ready? They nodded in reply. Hopefully nothing will go wrong. Make our way through a secret passageway. I've heard of this secret passageway from the king before, but this is the first time I've ever been in here. Say this was built an escape route should the need to evacuate the royal family arise. Will the commander of the Order, Keldria, and the king know about this place? Rod, how do you even know this place? How do you get a key? I thought that only the king and Sir Alcaster had copies. It was Lady Parfait who showed me this place and gave me the key. Can't leave the palace unattended in normal circumstances, so she suggested I go through here whenever I need to get to the marchand. Ah, my English. Then, how was she able to get a copy of the key? You should ask her that yourself. Anyway, you haven't even told me what you needed from your room. It's an item that will break Waltz's curse. I see. Why did it take you so long to respond to my letter? The palace has been on high alert since last week. Why? Rod stops and looks at me. The hesitation is clear in his eyes. Something happened. A week ago, the king received a letter. A warning. A letter? So that 3 days from now the king will be judged and convicted. His crown will be given to one more worthy. Sarah Robert was still understanding. 3 days from now, but that date, your 18th birthday. Ray, can you just stare at Rod in disbelief? This cannot be a coincidence. But a new king? Do you think someone is specifically targeting my father? We all know that royals are always hot in danger. But this threat has made the king especially nervous. Are the witches involved in this? The silence that falls within the tunnels is heavy. I think there is a good chance they must be. That's why the Order of Keltria has tightened security. Continue walking in silence. Eventually Rob points at something ahead of us. Here we are. The dim light of the tunnel illuminates a rusty door that leads to the palace. Rob looks around warily while Waltz and I quickly duck into the shadows of a column. The guards will be doing the rounds on this side soon. We need to hurry. Hello? I was just like, why is my guy not moving here? Right. The hallways are thankfully quiet as we traverse them. Rob did a good job of scoping out the times of patrol. Eventually reach my room. I stop at the door to my room, suddenly overwhelmed by nostalgia. It's been so long since I've been in my room. Is this Magellan's room now? No. By the king's order, your room has been untouched since you were cursed. What has become of this room? I look at Rod in shock. He studies the door to my room with a complicated expression on his face. I think maids are sent in here to dust occasionally, but otherwise everything should be just as it was before. But why would the king keep the room as if he does not... Why would the king keep the room as it is if he does not remember me? I turn back to the door thoughtfully, then glance at Rod. You can handle the rest. You should leave before you draw any unwanted attention. I do not want to get you in trouble. Don't worry. Figure out a way to get back to that passage without alerting anyone. What? You've changed. What do you mean by that? Never would have cared about someone else's safety before. Rod turns to leave before I can respond. Be careful. Thank you. Carl and I will stand outside. Make it quick. I nod to Durian before turning back to the door and turning the knob. Then Watson nods at me. Take a deep breath and open the door. Rod told me that my room had been untouched since I left, but I was not expecting it to be like this. Nothing has changed. Not a thing out of place. There's not even a speck of dust on the dolls on my shelves. Blue. Confused as to why this room has been untouched, soon the king would have thought to do something else with it. At the very least, he would not have maids coming in consistently to clean it. I cannot let myself linger on questions. I have no time for them. I came here to find Neverland and Tinkerbell. I look at Waltz and nod. They'll just start searching. Time passes while I'm able to find the key. The box is nowhere to be found, not even the drawer that I remember putting it in. I think they would have Neverland and Tinkerbell this whole time. Have you tried searching for it in my room before? I have, but I didn't find anything. She must use glamour magic to hide it from me. I said the key with frustration. I don't understand. I'm sure it was here. Are you sure you didn't throw it away? No, I would never throw away such a beautiful box. Besides, I keep most of my things. They're all valuable to me, even if they are not outwardly beautiful. I wouldn't have believed you if I hadn't seen this. Turns out I put the puppet phone in my drawers. Fills up with smile and I feel my cheeks heat in embarrassment. I never remembered to throw that out. Waltz gazed at me thoughtfully. That's the only reason. Well, I look at the puppet in his hands, find truth spilling out of me. I was never able to put my finger on why, but I've always liked that puppet. A smile stretches across Walt's face. He kept it, even though I did such a bad job with the sewing. What? You made this? Yeah, this is the first puppet I ever made. Waltz turns the puppet in his hands, looking down at it fondly before his eyes meet mine. You're the one who taught me how to sew in the first place, you know? What? I was the one who taught him how to sew. I stare at the puppet. The puppet kept it because you made it. How cool. Huh? Do you have any idea what you're doing to my poor heart? You seem perfectly fine to me. Waltz shakes his head and sighs. Waltz. So tense. What? The knot begins to turn. Waltz and I exchange glances before we dart off to different hiding places. I hide myself into the bed and he runs behind the curtains, which is more easily conceals the smaller body. The king, what is he doing here? The king steps aside and knows there's something in his hands. The box! That's a box. Why does he have it? Like Waltz gives me a small nod affirming that it is indeed Neverland. Who's there? Show yourself now if you don't want to get hurt. The king unsheaths his sword. What should we do? Waltz signals to me to stay in place. Now something I think he might be saying he means to find a way to get us out. So what's going to sacrifice him again? Will he be alright? Should I trust him? Let it stay. I nod at Waltz. He steps out the curtain, raises his hands in surrender. Forgive me, your majesty. I know you. You were Hildir's apprentice, Waltz, was it? Remember then that Waltz worked for Mother, so naturally the king would know who he was. It's been a while, your majesty. I'm honored you still remember me. You haven't changed, not at all. So Hildir really did curse you for betraying her. Betraying her? Betraying her how? The king placed the sword back in its scabbard. I have no idea what you're doing here now, but... Kane surprised Wealth by getting down on one knee and bowing to Waltz. Your Majesty, you shouldn't... I was never able to thank you after the war, so thank you. You did so much for our kingdom, Waltz. So thank you. You owe you our lives. If only all witches were as good as you. King stands with you and his posture is stiff and straight. There are more of us than you think, your Majesty. I'm lost. What are they talking about? But I didn't do it for the kingdom. Waltz turns to look at me, saw my small smile on his face. I did it for her. Her? What were you talking about? Waltz nods his head at me. It's alright, Blue. I slide out of my hiding place and stand in front of the king. It's been months since I last saw him. The king's eyes widen as he looks at me. That girl from the gates. You remember me. It's more like I find it impossible to forget you. A lot of questions for the two of you. The most important is why you're both in this room. Regardless of the fact that I know you, Waltz, you have still broken into the palace. We would have done it if we did not have to. I steel myself before their skull and the king turns to look at me. The box you're holding. We needed to break Walt's curse. How did you come to have it, your majesty? The king looks down the box, as if only noticing it for the first time. I was in this room the other day and noticed a chip on the side of the box. I took it to get it fixed. Chip. I did drop it once a while back, but did not think it to get it fixed myself. Why would you do that? The king looks around the room with a faraway look in his eyes. This room is special to me, though I do not know why. I feel like this room and I are both waiting for someone to return. Everything must be perfect when they do. I'm actually, this route is gonna get me so emotional. This route is gonna get me so emotional. This route is gonna get me so emotional. Okay. I feel my chest tighten even as the king huffs out a derisive laugh. What am I saying? He can't miss me when he does not remember me. He can't. Right? But this box is all you require, Waltz. You may have it. It's the least I can do after all you've done for us. The king holds out the box. Waltz reaches out to take it. Thank you, Your Majesty. Look what we have here. He offers the sound of the new voice. I turn and find an all too familiar figure leaning against the doorway, a mischievous grin on his face. A sweet little reunion. Varg. Oh no! Varg. I told you I'd come back for you, didn't I? Varg taps his cane on the floor, creating a shockwave of powerful energy that blasts us all across the room. The pact of magic forces me against the wall. I clasp my knees, pain thrumming in my head. The king collapses somewhere nearby. You hear the crack of the box as it lands on the ground a few feet away from us. Waltz holds out his hand. I take it and he helps me back to my feet. Blue, are you alright? Yes. Blue. The king looks at me quizzically, but his gaze does not linger. He looks towards Varg, his eyes narrowed. The king remembered who I was. Your Majesty, are you hurt? The king shakes his head as well before turning his attention to Varg, his eyebrows furrowed. Who is this man? Your Majesty, this person is working for the Wicked Witches. What? Wait, what happened to Jordan and Garland? They were just outside the door. What did you do to them? Varg cuts his head to the side. Who? The guards just outside this door. I'm sure they must have hid themselves when they saw the king come into this room. They still should have been able to see Varg coming. Guards, I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about, Princess. Varg seems like he's telling the truth, but I cannot trust him. Please, let them be safe. I see Neverland a few feet from us. I can try to grab it, but Varg will probably thwart my attempt with magic. I have to wait for an opening. I'll distract him. While I do that, the both of you need to run. What? Aye, Varg. He looks at the three of us with his lips slightly quirked, as if he used moves. This isn't time to argue with me, Blue. I'm also worried about him getting hurt. I nod at him. Waltz extends his hand and snaps his fingers. Hundreds of flower petals suddenly appear in midair. It's like being in the middle of a storm of flowers. Varg looks startled. He squints at the flowers. You think this little parlor trick is going to save anyone? Go! Let's go. I grabbed the king's hand and pulled him with me towards the door. Not so fast! Varg strikes his cane against the floor once more, conjuring a strong wind that blows all the petals away and clears the room. You know I'm not letting you get away this time, Princess. The king draws a sword and motions for us to stand behind him. Father, this cane is enchanted. You cannot hold him with just a blade. Father? I'm at a loss for words. It's been such a long time since I called him that. Much to my surprise, the king's lip pulled into a soft smile. You said at the gates that one day, when you were seeking an audience with me. I haven't been able to forget that day. If I couldn't say anything in return, a familiar, smooth voice breaks in ensuing silence. Oh, I wonder where all these voices are coming from. A familiar man steps in the doorway. He inspects everyone in the room quietly. Mithros. Your Majesty. Quickly, summon the knights. We have an intruder in the palace. He gestures at Varg, who looks unperturbed. An intruder, you say? Sir Mithros turns to Varg, at first expression impassive, but then slowly, his lips begin to edge into a sly smile. Such a ruffian, Varg. Look at all this property destruction. I gape at Sir Mithros in shock. He knows Varg, is most certainly affiliated with the witches. You know this man? Explain yourself, Mithros. We're all thrown off guard by Sir Mithros laughing. Soon his laugh becomes a mad cackle. There's a strange bright in his eyes that sends shivers down my spine. My apologies, Your Majesty. I'm just amused at my servant's atrocious behavior. At ease, Varg. Sir Mithros gestures at Varg, a silent command to lower his cane. Varg obeys him before moving to a corner of the room and leaning against the wall with disinterest. Don't worry, Your Majesty. Not the one we're after. What? Sir Mithros turns his side smile at me and instinctively take a step back. The princess is the lady we need to escort. Escort? Princess? This girl is a princess. That is correct. It's a shame you can't remember your own daughter, even even though she stands right in front of you. Enough with your vagueness. Explain yourself. The king's grip on the hilt of his sword tightens. I'm not obligated to explain everything to you. Try thinking your own for a change, Your Majesty. Mithros. Sir Mithros ignores the king's outburst and turns his attention to Waltz. He visibly stiffens his side smile and contorts into a grimace. And look who we have here. I see that the traitor has returned to the palace. Waltz stares at him, looking puzzled. Sir Mithros' head to the side and offers Waltz a lopsided smile. He still looks the same as he did back then. Didn't think it was possible you go any weaker, Waltz Cresswell. Mithros, I see. Waltz suddenly looks melancholy and stares at Sir Mithros. Waltz, what is going on? This man's real name is Myth, and he is a witch, same as me. Appears he's been using a powerful glamour to conceal his real identity. If I hadn't been cursed, I would have been able to tell right away. I would not give yourself so much credit, Cresswell. Waltz narrows his eyes but says nothing. Glance between the two of them, confused. Oh. My goodness. Ah. But how do you know him? He secretly worked for your mother. Practically worshipped her. I was the only other person who knew of his existence as a witch outside the Terrorbearer Bearer. A witch. I trusted you, Mithros. The king says the word through gritted teeth, his face contorted in anger. Sir Mithros breaks the wrist. It's a submissive gesture, and he looks amused. What a hypocrite you are, Your Majesty. He eyes Waltz. You're willing to play nice with some witches, but not others. Spies is what drove us witches to madness in the first place. Sir Mithros faces the king with a grin. You human hypocrites are so easy to manipulate. It is pathetic. Mithros. The king charges towards Sir Mithros' sword held high. Your Majesty, don't! The king's sword never touches Sir Mithros. Sir Mithros only has to hold out his hand until an invisible force pushes the king back, crashes on one of my shelves, knocking down my dolls. Your Majesty! I quickly run aside to help him up. Blakely does not seem to have any major wounds. I think there's a witch working in the palace the whole time. Not the good kind of witch either. I was too careless. Rejoice, Your Majesty. I still have more surprises for you. I'll never forget this betrayal, Mithros. Betrayal? I've heard you've been played for a fool this entire time, Your Majesty. My loyalty has always been reserved for Lady Hadir and no one else. Myths, I can't imagine what you would hope to gain from all this. Hadir is long gone. Sir Mithros' eyes flash and he turns a severe glare on Waltz, his voice seething with venom when he speaks. Had it not been for you, traitor, she would still be here. The king mentioned Waltz's betrayal. Sir Mithros called him a traitor. What exactly did Waltz do? Sir Mithros beckons me forward with a gesture of his hand. Now, if you please, princess. With us, we don't want them to get hurt. Waltz immediately stands in front of me. I won't let you take her. You're crewing for him, you don't stand a chance. I will make certain that you never break your curds, Waltz. This whole thing was a setup. A trap. I'm sorry, Waltz, this is my fault. No, it was mine. The reason we came was to break my curse. My eyes once again flipped to the box on the floor. Neverland's just a few steps away from me. Neverland. Waltz's eyes follow mine to the box, leans back and whispers to me. You have to get the box and break my curse. I feel the key inside my pocket. Waltz's true magic is indeed sealed in that box. The releasing it might give us a chance of victory. Mithros and Bogdanov seem to have caught on to the fact that object will break Waltz's curse right at their feet. Okay. The king moves to stand beside Waltz and draws his sword again, his body a shield. Your Majesty! I will not let you take this girl. You have to go through me first. You can't do this. Oh, no! God! I really hope the king doesn't die in this route, but they're so setting it up. They're so setting it up like this. They're setting it up so badly like this, and I'm going to lose my marbles. I'm going to lose my marbles. I'm gonna start sobbing. Blue. I've always loved that name. I thought if I ever had a daughter, I would give her that name. Magic makes even the impossible possible. Must truly be my daughter, yes? Tears start to blur my vision. Oh, how disgustingly touching. It seems as if I will just have to deal with you first. No! I rushed towards the box the same moment Mithros cast a spell. Varg lunges toward me, his hands reaching for me, but he's too late. The time he grabs me, I've already inserted the key in Neverland. I give it one definite twist and hear the click of the box as it pops open. Light flashes through the room, blinding me. So I feel a strong arm around me, holding me tightly, protectively. In my eyes, it is Waltz I see. Even several years older, I still recognize him. Waltz? Hey there, little star. Seems like the tide has turned, Myth. Waltz grins, and I see a confidence in the expression that I have never seen before. Sir Mithros' frown has only become more severe. Fool. I will show you that I was a favored apprentice. Careful not to hurt the princess, Mithros. Varg's voice is almost teasing, but Sir Mithros does not seem to care. I didn't plan on it. Sir Mithros gestures his hand in sweeping gesture, the beginnings of a spell gathered at his fingertips. Waltz looks at me and smiles reassuringly. Now, when I say that I can protect you, Blue, I definitely can. Waltz hustles his hand just before Sir Mithros' magic reaches us. A physical barrier suddenly appears in front of us, thwarting Sir Mithros' magic. Seems like you're not as rusty as I thought I would be. Waltz sets his fingers effortlessly creates a dark wave that pushes both Sir Mithros and Varg to the wall. Ah. Let's go. What do we do now? The Order of Caldria. They're sworn an oath of protection. We can rely on them. Waltz glances down the hallway, his mouth drawn in a tight line. I see clear suspicion in his eyes. I look back at the king. Knight should have been here by now. Surely such a commotion should have brought them running. Now why Waltz is staring down the hallway. He's searching for the knights that are meant to pass through here. There's no possible way they did not hear the skirmish in my bedroom. Three of us push onward. I stand between the king and Waltz waiting. Not entirely sure what I'm waiting for, but I feel the tension in the air. We only stop moving when a voice cuts through the silence. Your Majesty! Sir Alcaster stops before us, a group of knights, his face impassive at best. Waltz takes a step back, Sir Alcaster looks to the king. The king's quiet for a moment, his eyebrows drawn together in a terrorist expression. He finally speaks. I'm about to declare a state of emergency. Where have you been? Seize them. My eyes are still on the knights in front of us when I hear footsteps from behind us, and not plus 1 dozen knights appear from the shadows and surround us. Look for Fritz and the cluster of knights, but he's not there. The king stares around him, baffled. What is the meaning of this? Could it be the reason why? Could this be the reason why? What's happening? That voice. We all turn to watch the dining room doors open, and Ophelia enters with Magdalene and Rod. Several knights trail behind and flank them on either side, giving them no room for escape. Rod notices me and stares in shock but says nothing. Gennaro! The minute she sees the king, she calls his name and attempts to run towards him. The knights only need to raise their swords and block her path to stop her. I think that takes care of all the intruder. Though I'm not happy the two managed to escape. Two, Jern and Garland. If they manage to escape, they might be able to get reinforcements. The king will be judged and convicted. His crown will be given to one more worthy. I see. It was you who sent that letter, Alcaster. That is correct. Now if you want to protect your family, you will hand over your crown. King shakes with rage. Was this yours and Mithros' plan all along? Take down this kingdom at its heart? Sir Alcaster snorts and crosses his arms. Do not clump me together with that snake. Both of us have different goals. It just so happens we both need to be rid of you. What? You are a weak king, Gennaro. The kingdom of Gil needs someone who will rule with an iron fist. You are too soft, and so your subjects have become too dependent on the kingdom. How do you propose I run my kingdom? By instilling fear. There's no place for fear in this kingdom. It's the ruler's obligation is assuage. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Assuage the fears of his people. I cannot believe that you would do this, Sir Alcaster. Alcaster looks at me with disinterest. Blue, correct. I have no business with you, but I suppose Mithros does. I've been backed in a corner. What do we do? I feel for my pocket. My hand touches the smooth surface of a vial. I can still remember the potion that Parfait gave me before we left. I've forgotten I had this with me. Parfait told me to use this potion if we found herself in a difficult situation. She said it would give us time to escape. She didn't even tell me what it does. I glanced at Waltz as eyeing the knights quietly. It's also possible Waltz will be able to do something about the situation with his magic. I'm going to use Parfait's potion. I reach in my pocket and slip the vial out. Up my fingers just enough for Waltz to see it. He gives me a subtle nod before turning his attention to Sir Alcaster, who is still speaking with
Trophy
the
Stream
king.
Bot said. Visit blue_seers KO5 page at https://ko-fi.com/blueser?ref=Twitch.
Mark, this is not the time! Mark, this is not the time for this! This is not the time for this, Mark! I need you to stop! I need you to stop, Mark! I understand you're doing your job, but this is not the time for it. This is not the time for it right now. This is not the time for it. He gives me a subtle nod before turning his attention to Sir Alcaster, who is still speaking with the king. I'll make you regret your actions, Sir Alcaster. I throw the vial to the floor. The moment it shatters, a blinding white light envelopes the room, forcing my eyes to close. Waltz grabs my hand and pulls me away. Don't let them escape. I hear a few grunts of the knights as Waltz begins to barrel his way through them. Waltz leads me in the throne room. All have somehow made it out. Rod stands in between Ophelia and Evangeline. Must have pretty good eyes to be able to lead them both out there in all that chaos. Good job back there, Blue. I never realized you had a potion. Parfait gave it to me before she left on her urgent meeting. It's a good thing, then. You saved me by using it, you know. Using a more complicated spell would have drained my energy. Why is this happening? Evangeline's eyes are filled with tears. Ophelia takes her under her arms and rubs her back in an effort to calm her. This is my fault. How could I have not foreseen this? Tyrion was right about him. I should have listened to her. It's not your fault, Your Majesty. We don't have much time. We need to escape and tell Lady Parfait about this. It sounds like Tyrion and Garland were able to escape. It's possible to soon bring reinforcements. Rod? You know these people. Rod is silent for moments before nodding at her. Yes, they're my friends. Friends? Rod just shrugs at me. More than likely, he just wants us to play along. Waltz paces the room. His arms crossed. He tries to think of something. Waltz. I haven't done this in a long time. We can try to open a portal that leads back to the Marchen. Witches can do that? Only the most practiced witches. It only works if they have a clear image of where they want to go. So you can do it. I can. I was taught by your mother, after all. Paul starts waving his hands in front of him as he conjures a spell to open the portal. The portal disappears as soon as it appears and fades again. Dang it. They're coming, Waltz. I'm doing my best, Princess. Paul tries to cast a spell again. This time the opening appears and stays. I did it. This won't be open for long. Your Majesty, you must go first. No, let Ophelia and the children go first. Waltz nods, he ushers Ophelia and Evangeline into the portal. The rod is selected and step inside and force him into the portal before me. I can't keep this portal open much longer, Blue. I can manage one more person before I need to recast it. Your Majesty, you must go. No. What? I do not have any intention of leaving. To leave this place is to abandon my kingdom. I will not flee like a coward. I will protect my throne until my last breath. But that would be suicide. He will not kill me. He may have managed to sway the order, but I have the people on my side. Killing me will cause an uprising, and that is the last thing he will want. If the king escaped, he'd be able to fight from the outside. Castle and his crown are symbols, but he is in danger if he stays here alone. I glance at Waltz and notice him paling. I can tell the magic is sapping his strength, making him weaker. I bow my hands to the fist. I cannot leave the king here by himself. He's the king and I am the crown princess. Waltz, you will come back for me, right? What are you? Before he can react, I put my hands on his back and push with all the strength I can muster. Waltz stares at me in horror as he falls into the portal. I'm sorry. Waltz disappears and the portal collapses in on itself, leaving me with the king. Both my mind and heart are numb as the knights approach, ready to surround us. The king and I sit on the floor with our hands tied behind our backs. There are 2 knights standing by the door to watch over us. The look of the king remains as quiet and solemn as before. He's been so calm. Does he have a plan? Why is it that you chose to stay with me? I'm surprised when he finally breaks the silence. Because there are questions I need answers to. Besides, I cannot just leave you here. I have many things I need to ask you. King Cinderella falls silently. He stares at me. The gold of his eyes clearly reflects my own. I never realized how similar our eyes were. Is it true? Are you really my daughter? Yes. I was given the fairy tale curse and turned into a peasant. My title was stolen from me, and from the minds of the people, no one remembers who I am anymore. Cinderella. How did you know? I've noticed a glass slipper necklace on your neck. The other slipper seems to be missing a piece. A piece? I look down and stare at the second slipper. My eyes widen when I notice that the piece is bigger. The second deed! But when did this happen? I consider and recall the moment I broke Walt's curse. Was it when I broke Walt's curse? This means I only have one more deed left to complete, but my birthday is tomorrow. Are you alright? Yes, I'm just worried. You've been through much today. Try and get some rest. You must reserve your energy. I'm not sure what he means, but either way, there is no way I could possibly sleep now. At the least, this is what I tell myself. As the minutes pass, I feel my eyes getting heavier. Eventually, I drift into a dreamless sleep. Blue, you must wake up. I blink a few times when I come to find them leaning on the king's shoulder. I fell asleep. The king glances back the door, his eyes narrowed slightly, takes a deep breath. It's time to go. What? I turn towards the front door as I realize the night guard in the room are missing. They will be back soon. We must hurry. And surprisingly, the king pulls out of the ropes that were binding him. He holds a small knife in his hands. How long has he been out of his bindings? When did you free yourself? I think I've been sorely underestimated. I've been trained just as well as the knights. It goes without saying that I gave myself out of bindings. I'm not so weak that I need to depend on others to protect me. It sounds like something I would say. Where did you get the knife? I made sure to take anything we had that could have... They made sure to take anything we had that could have been a weapon. Would it suffice to say that I pulled it from a hidden spot? Not many people think to look in a person's boots. Ah, man. W King right here. King leans down to cut my bindings and lowers himself to the ground. His fingers brush the floor. What are you doing? Finding the keyhole. Ah, here we are. He pulls a small key from his pocket and fits it into a crevice in the floor. The floor gives a gentle, audible rumble. The king pulls a tile from the floor, revealing a hidden staircase. There's a hidden staircase here? On the floor. Escape route. If one were ever needed. Only I know of its existence. Now we must go before they return. I nod and follow after him. The king sets a panel in place so we descend down into darkness. The floor rumbles once more as the hidden pathway closes behind us. Both of us walk in silence for some time. The only sound we hear are the echoes of our footsteps. I am behind the king, staring at his back. He seems to have already recovered from his earlier injury. He just be pretending that he's alright. How's your back? It doesn't hurt as much now. Thank you for asking. Silence ensues once again. It's getting awkward. Maybe I should say something. I'm gonna say something. I can't stand the silence any longer and speak up before I lose my nerve. I'm sorry. Why are you apologizing? Because I've done nothing but cause you trouble. Prod told me once that when I disappeared, the king was the happiest he's ever been. Because I was not there. I'm sure if you had been given a chance to forget me or not, you would have chosen to forget me. No. It feels like I've been the cause of your pain, not the other way around. It feels as if I should be the one apologizing. I've been wondering for a while. If you're indeed my daughter, why do you address me by title? Do you not call me father? I stop my tracks and turn away. It has been years since I called you that. You were never really there for me, so I stopped considering you my father. A deafening silence falls upon us. I'm sorry. Can you tell me why you distanced yourself from me? King looks at me silently, something like regret in his eyes. To slap myself for my foolish question. My apologies. I forgot that you do not remember me. No, I've learned many things. I've been cursed. things I've learned to not answer my questions. I thought by staying here I would finally have... by staying here, I'd finally chance upon some answers, some truth. I always thought that only Mother loved me because you were never there for me. I'm sorry I cannot give you the answers you seek. Well, I can understand why you would hate me. I'm a witch's daughter after all. Hildir, you know what transpired in the past. You mean with Mother? Hildir threatened to kill the person I loved but did not marry her. She threatened to kill Ophelia. King looks down, his face contorted with anger. Probably said that Mother already broke their rules, long before she took over the kingdom. Her hands were already stained with blood. I won't let any more of my loved ones die in her hands. I had no choice back then. I married her because I refused to let her hurt Ophelia. I hated that woman for ruining my life, and my kingdom. I know. Recall when you thanked Waltz for saving the kingdom. Can you tell me who Waltz is? Waltz. He was Hildir's apprentice. He was powerful, considered the second strongest among the witches. Really? He was a child prodigy. That's why Hildir ordered his family killed when they refused to give him to her. Waltz didn't find out about that until much later. She ordered an entire family to be killed just to sit there and get a hold of a child prodigy witch? Oh, Jesus, no wonder he sat there and betrayed her. She was just awful and evil. God. Gee. Mother killed Waltz's family. Could I believe this? Just how many lives did she take? When he did find out, he betrayed Hildir. He divulged her plans to the fairies and helped them defeat her. Gave him a copy of the key to the secret tunnels, so that he could deliver it to Lucy's bearer. So that's how Parfait got the copy of the key. Then Hildir cursed him for betraying her. I do not know how you two know each other. It was fairly obvious to me that he's loyal to you and cares about you. He was the type of person that expressed that loyalty plainly, so I can tell. I don't know why the king decided to comment on such a thing, but my cheeks are suddenly warm. You care for him. Do I? He is a good man. How do we even get to this conversation? Two of us are still walking when the king suddenly stops and I nearly bump into him. Ah, here we are. This should bring us into a passage that leads into the gardens. Follows the gates to a rusty door. Slowly approaches the door. Stay close to me. I nod at him. He turns the knob, pulls open the door. That's... I can only gape at the sight in front of us. It's the last thing we expect to see behind the door. What? Huh? Huh? Mother? And we have to end it there. We have to end it there. We have to end it there. No. Wait. No. We have... No. Wait. We have to end it there. Because we reached the 7th chapter. Oh. No. Oh, no. Oh, God. I have to. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I know I usually sit there and space out games in between, or I try to do different games, but we have to. The next time I stream, I have to do this. I have to know what's going. I have to. Oh my god. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to catch me on my Twitch, I usually stream 6 to 8 or try to around that time. You catch me at blue_seer. And if you want to sit there and catch the VODs of previous videos I've done, like the previous videos for Waltz route and the other routes in here, like Karma, and Rumple and the like. They're all posted up there at Blue Seer Boy, spelled BLUESERBOI. You can check me out over there. And if I get the 88 subscription, I might either do a live walk around in my fursuit out and about in the public, or B, do a 12 to 13 hour stream straight up of one horror game that on VR chat. I'm more so leaning towards a horror game on VR chat because it's a really good horror game. I played through a little bit of it already, and it's so good. And that's probably what I'm gonna do. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. Next chapter, we're gonna see Hildir, I guess. Finally, we're gonna see the woman herself. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.